This girl found weird things while peeing in the middle of the night. The sky was unusually bright at 3 in the morning. She stared through the blinds. A mysterious aurora borealis glowed in the sky across the street, and then the light expanded rapidly. It was so bright that Annie couldn't open her eyes, but she remained calm. Since this was Iceland, where auroras were normal, so she went back under the covers. In the morning, her boyfriend Jack came to see her. They decided to have breakfast together, and they went into the hotel restaurant, but it's not open. They guessed the restaurant was closed today, so they were ready to go out and get something to eat. But when they went outside, there was no one to be seen anywhere. At first Jack guessed it might be some kind of holiday, so people were going to be out late. But as they walked further and further, every street and every store was empty. Even the normally bustling square was silent. Everything made them panic. How could a nice town be so empty? So they walked straight into the supermarket. But there was nothing there, not even an animal. They started searching every street, but still nothing. They came to a tavern and realized the seats were neatly arranged. That means no one's been here since yesterday. Annie was in a complete panic. What was going on? Suddenly Jack had an idea. He got up and looked for the TV remote, but there was no signal on the TV either. Is there some kind of virus in this town? But there was nothing out of the ordinary. Maybe there's an alien monster in town, but there's no sign of the spaceship. They had to return to the hotel. Jack tried to find answers on the internet, but he realized that the news was all set to yesterday, and no one answered Annie's phone calls. They're all going crazy. And then Jack had another idea. He grabbed Annie and headed outside. He was going to find a high place to get a better look. Only when he saw the whole picture could he understand. But he hadn't gone far before he saw a car, and it was still running. The driver was nowhere to be seen. They got in the car and drove straight to the top of the mountain. After an hour's walk up the mountain, they entered the villa at the top of the hill, but it was empty. Even Jack's careful scrutiny didn't produce anything. Their moods began to crumble. They hugged and comforted each other. By the next morning, the city was the same. It was so quiet it scared them. The computers still had no news. They rushed to the supermarket to pick up random things, loaded several shopping carts full, so much so that one car couldn't even pull it all. Jack brought in another big car, but their refrigerator wasn't big enough. They went to the villa area and picked the biggest one. Watching Jack laugh in the mansion, Annie came to terms with it and began to enjoy God's weird gifts.